Hello and welcome to another episode of Gyro Plays Enter the Gungeon. We are currently still doing the gunslinger runs. We had a couple of rough attempts at recording, but here we are. We're here. We're doing it. 16 shambling totems left. I think we only got one since we started doing this. Just in case you're wondering where those went, you probably don't care. This is like the equivalent of like the backstory to a PvP game. It's part of the experience, sure, but it's nowhere near what you're here for. What are you here for? Go on, I'm waiting. I'm trying to figure out myself. Yeah, it's kind of like one of those philosophical questions like we were saying before. I don't even know what was in the last recording. Maybe I should go watch my own video just so I know where our conversation left off. That's how much we're missing as far as actual gameplay content. And I'm being dramatic, sure, but you know that's how you get the views. That's how you get the drama. It's how you get the guilt trip. So where everybody just watches, you know, all of your videos. Because that's the only way that I can feed my children. No, it's just, let's not even joke about that. Because what if one day we are at that point, and then everyone's just gonna point to these videos and be like, weren't you one of those people that said you wouldn't ever do that? And it's hilarious when people try to extort money from their fan base. First of all, it's not a laughing matter, like, to be honest. Being 100% like 100% with you. It is egregious, and it's not a good thing to do as a human being, I think. That said, it's not the same as like asking for money if you wanted to upgrade your PC. Yeah, etc., etc. I've seen those go pretty well. I mean, it's honestly for both the viewer and the streamer, it's a net positive. Yeah, streamer gets better equipment to work with. Viewer gets better experience overall. I personally have not done that yet. Waiting until it's absolutely necessary. I mean, first of all, like I'm kind of like on the cheapo side as far as tech goes. Like I'm like a slight what would you call it? I'm a budget tech enthusiast. So like you show me something that's on sale that's pretty cool, I'll check it out. And that might be just like be part of my upbringing, you know. I'm not afraid to like borrow games from a friend and beat it really quickly to, you know, to experience the game. And they're like, hey, how's that game going? It's like, oh, here it is. I'm done. Yeah, that's part of why. Hold on. This guy requires a little bit of focus. Just a little bit of dancing, We're waiting for the missile mode. We didn't want to get stuck in that doorway. That doorway is the doorway from HE double hockey sticks. You ever seen that movie? I didn't realize that it was trying to invoke any sort of phrase when I initially watched it. I was like, okay, so they're playing hockey, but what's this? Why are there like spirits involved? Why is the devil all of a sudden in play here? Oh, to be young. Let's see here. Let's drop this. Okay, cool. Yo, Gilded Hydra is actually really fantastic for us. This is a gun that gives you more shots the more you take damage. And I realized after saying that, saying it's a fantastic gun for us is kind of like a self-burn, if you will. Yeah, because it's kind of it's a little bit rough when you don't have those extra shots in your magazine. So sorry if we're starting with a little bit of a somber tone. I just, you know, a little moment of silence for the 2 videos that had to go in peace. Yeah, it's just one of those things that make you realize. It makes you take a step back and be like, am I trying to record too much? Am I trying to do like way too many different things? And then it also makes you question which one of these things are actually worth, you know, kind of like keep pursuing, essentially. Like to keep up to date. Yeah, because I want to finish Skyward Sword. But I also want to start up something else after Link's Awakening, but it's one of those things that's just like not a very feasible thing to do. All right, so we're gonna have to. I'm gonna say no to drugs. No, I'm gonna say no to the shotgun full of love. I think. It doesn't make sense to get the key though. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. All right, so hold on. I'm gonna get both. I'm gonna grab the key and we're gonna go to the oubliette. But yeah, like, I have to be open to the fact that some of these might not be as like as chipper. Some of these recordings might not be as like I guess positive in nature. You know, I feel like my first 2 years of streaming and video creating, I kind of overvalued positivity. And I mean, I saw it from other people's streams that I hated when people were, like obviously using their positivity as part of their character. As like something that, sells. And it sucked. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty positive as it is. Like, that's my personality. I don't have to fake it. But this guy's like trying to fake it. So like, it makes me feel like I'm faking it, and etc. etc. And so I felt like I had to try even harder to make sure that I was 100% authentic in my positivity. It's just a whole lot of. Yeah, well, let's make that noise again a billion times. It's just a whole lot of baloney. Yeah, that's a good term for it, baloney. I wonder if Oscar Mayer's mad that that baloney has taken like a negative context. I mean, it's really just, you know, you provide a product that's kind of and it becomes the definition of and then synonymous to. You know, I was talking about on a stream recently about how like salami is better than ham, but like bologna is just like, I don't know, smushed together ham to give it more thickness, I guess. It's just it's flimsy. It's just I don't know. Find me a fan of bologna. I'll find you a guy that's full of bologna, both, you know, probably literally and figuratively. Let's go grab this this shield here, because either way, it'll do its purpose. Okay, let's go here. Yo, the snowballer is a good find. I always want to mention Joe Bluth whenever I find a snowballer. And George Bluth, I guess. The George or Michael? George Michael. There's George, which is the grandpa. Michael, and then George Michael, who's I know his name, Michael Cera. How do you feel about Michael Cera? I feel like my friend circles are very much split in the middle. And you can tell why, because the people that really like him, you know, actually relate to him quite a bit in awkwardness and both awkwardness and in both in like arrogance. Because I feel like Michael Cera is one of those characters. He plays a really good character of like being a nerd and like hating everybody else who's not a nerd, you know, that kind of thing. I feel like that's not a very desirable thing. You want your nerds to be like socially acceptable as well. if you get my, I mean, socially acceptable is kind of like a. We're making a lot of noises today. Yikes. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, that's 2 shields down the drain. That's fine. I told you I hate those rooms. Yeah, I don't really like socially acceptable. It's like it's basically like the cultural norm phrase, or like cultural norm word for what's the word here? These rooms are so tough. They make me lose my my line of thought here. Let me just clear this room. Okay. So yeah, also, are we moving slow? No, we're fine. Okay. So yeah, we were saying about cultural norms. How? I don't know. I lost it. And we shot to the right for some reason. Let's go with shotgun full of love here. Boom. Nope, blocked it. Oh boy. Yeah, socially acceptable is like it's basically politically correct, but like in a physical form. You know, politically correct kind of goes across like, you know, being on like social media, etc., what you say. but socially acceptable, I feel like it has always been something that's counter my personal, I guess, personality. Not to be redundant. Not that I'm like purposely trying to be socially acceptable, which I mean, I guess you could strive for it, just like for being like a decent human being. Yeah, why couldn't it just be that? You know, like, because culturally acceptable is like, you know, not wearing. You can give a couple examples. So I wore Birkenstocks recently at work. Yes, like this week. That was not socially acceptable because it's like 40 to 60 degrees out. I was like, we're in the office all day though. It doesn't really matter. But like, yeah, but you walk outside for like 2 minutes. Those 2 minutes, I'm perfectly fine with with my feet being cold. In fact, it's kind of refreshing. You know, after a hard day's work. It's like, that's nice. It's like putting my feet on ice, even though it's not really necessary because I'm on a chair all day. But you get my point, I hope. I probably not, but you know. Either way, you're still listening. You're still here. So. What was it? I'm dying. Yo, we got the item that was in there. Taking my sip of water early before the load screen. Okay, so so what I was gonna say about the being positive thing was that yeah, we could take some of these just to be like a negative brain dump, you know? I don't want to seem like a cartoon character to you, alright? That's basically how it is. I mean, to an extent. Because, I mean, like, let's be honest, we've been over this before too, like, you gotta be kind of a caricature of yourself on stream to be more entertaining. Or to actually be entertaining. But that caricature of myself isn't a very accurate one. If you don't get a lot of my curmudgeon-y side, you know, a lot of people don't even really realize how negative my my opinions actually can get to. Just because I am pretty decent at hiding it, you know, at least from like a public aspect, you know. Maybe I tell my friends about like certain things that I'm annoyed with. But yeah, I feel like it's something that we need to explore a little bit more, you know, because I don't want like conversations between us to be like you know, I'd tell you about this, but yeah, I don't really want someone to just, you know, word-splain to me how good the Joker was, even though I thought it was bad. I've personally I haven't seen it yet, so like it doesn't. The conversation doesn't matter to me. I have no chips in the basket, if you will. Chips in the basket. That actually sounds pretty good. Sounds like some fish and chips, dude. I don't know if I've recently talked about this, but like fish and chips should be on most menus. The fact that it's not makes me real sad. Like we got some Fridays on I think it was Friday. And I don't think, like, I thought that they would be kind of just like your run-of-the-mill restaurant, you know, but I mean, they got their Jack Daniel's sauces, they got their, you know, your typical sit-down restaurant type of meals. Where's the fish and chips? Why is there salmon and rice and no fish and chips? I don't know. It's not a common thing around here. Just like we just recently got a hot chicken place. You know, kind of like a Nashville hot chicken. They just opened up. It's called Hot Chicken Takeover. It's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. It's super expensive. As new trendy places usually are. Let me see here. Let's put in some ammo to our shotgun full of love. I feel like shotgun full of love needs to be said with a little bit of pizzazz every time. Shotgun full of love. Maybe a little bit of echo. Maybe turn on my Winston voice. Shotgun full of love. Like a little bit of Barry White. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know what time it is. Sorry, that's wrong show. Yo, Amoconda? Okay. I ain't afraid of you much. And by I ain't afraid of you, I mean I ain't afraid to use a blank against you. Oh my! He snuck up on me. He snuck up on me. Alright, well. Good thing we don't need that one. We need the third floor. We need the third floor. What is it called? What is it called? Master round. What am I? Why are words failing me right now? I guess it's, again, it's the two failed recordings. Well, the first one was a technical error, which I can figure out how to fix permanently, I guess. if I was good enough. I don't have solutions, okay? We're a solution focused environment around here. So take your problem and come back with a solution. Yeah. Whenever somebody uses that phrase, I'm just like, I can't, I'm just gonna go. I think I should leave. Because essentially they're saying, this is a high priority issue that I don't really want to help with, or I don't have the right, I don't have the personal... Oh, meet me in the breach, there we go. I don't have the personal skills, the skill set required to actually help with this situation, but I will proudly delegate. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. You know, I was a huge fan. Whenever there were group projects, I was a huge fan of pick what you're doing and then do it. You know, we were... Now, I'm gonna preface this with saying I was in a pretty bad school district. Like, actually bad. And not like, school sucks kind of thing. No, it's rankings in the local community, local county, are pretty low. Let's just say that. But yeah, I was in the honors class, and people, you know, honestly, when we were in group projects, like by the time 10th grade rolled around, everybody was just like, all right, cool, this is what I'm good at, I'm gonna do this. And then everybody's like, all right, cool, I got this part, okay, I got this part, cool. All right, let's meet up on Friday. We're gonna be done. You know, it's bada bing, bada boom. I don't know. I guess it helped that it was kind of like the same group throughout the whole high school, middle school experience. Maybe we split like once or twice if there were too many of us, which typically wasn't the case. Unless they really wanted to add like extra people in there. Yo, let's do it. I'll take it. That's extra armor, isn't it? But yeah, group projects like didn't scare me like most people. Group projects as an adult, which is pretty much everything. You know, a lot of the times the people that are actually doing the hardest work are the ones that I mean, okay, so I can't just punch up like this, all right? Because I don't actually understand the other perspective, sure. But it feels like... it feels like it's just a bunch of delegation. And a whole bunch of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, escalation, delegation, a whole bunch of fancy words. That is essentially the job of, like, somebody to bring down, an issue, you know? Because it's just like, I kind of get it. You know, if somebody's not, doing enough, if the issue's not being resolved fast enough, you know, there's some pressure to perform, sure. But like, you have to understand the scenario a little bit more than most people. Like, if you want to add more pressure towards something, you should pitch in more. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good. You should put in the effort yourself to find out more about more about the situation before, basically pushing the red button over and over and over. Because it's coming from like, this is it's probably really tough to kind of relate, or like to be on my side on this, because I'm like kind of like, my position makes me feel like I'm a pawn, which because I am. Yeah, I haven't done the time. I haven't pushed for a position that leads me to be the shot caller. Sure. You know, it's kind of like Ay, ay, ay. It's a self-inflicted position, okay? I chose this path for myself, and then I'm like, oh, what's wrong with the people out there? You know, it's... But, if you understand what I'm saying, then I hope that, you know you're not alone. And you'll get to a better spot. If not, leave. Because I feel like there's too many people out there that, well, okay, so here's the thing. The main part about all of this is that if it's not something you're passionate about, then it should be okay for you to be, like, to work like it's a job. Like it's a job. Like it's a daily thing. You shouldn't be forced into your job being a passion. I feel like it's way too popular of a thought pattern nowadays. Like I get like the whole like focus on your job because it provides money for your family, etc., etc. But it should pretty much be, it should cut off there. There should be a cutoff. There should be like a divide almost of your career and your like your career should be able to be a job. You know, like I feel like a lot of places are just like, no, I mean if you want to work here, it has to be your passion. It's, I don't know, like what, why? It seems a little bit arrogant of you to assume that that's the case for everybody. I feel like, you know, for the most part, you know, money is people's passion. You know, you ask somebody the real reason why they're working so hard, it's usually the money. What if someone's okay with taking less money? Oh, those people don't exist. I mean, okay. Okay. Like I will say I am a-okay with making enough to live. Obviously, you know, like it'd be nice if I didn't have to drive around like a rusty car. And my car is not that bad, all right. There's a couple things around the house that I'd be okay with getting like a plumber to fix if I had more money, etc., etc. Maybe like an addition to the house. You know, there's always things that can improve, and that's the dangerous part. Like there's always more money to be made, I guess, is basically the argument there. It's just, you know, it's a circular argument of like keeping yourself in a rut in the society that we live in. Not to get too like, I think it's too late not, to kind of like disclaimer this conversation. I think I did a pretty good job of disclaiming this episode, honestly, with the whole positivity thing. It's just what's on my mind, you know. And like I said, this is a brain dump, so here is basically all of my brain dumping. That sounds awful. I'm just imaging. I'm picturing in my mind like this cartoon caricature of a brain. You know, with like it's an anthropomorphic brain. No, not like the mouse, not like the rat. You know, Pinky on the brain. Pinky on the brain. Go back to making, you know, song references. Why are you being all negative? This is a what is this? A Tuesday or Monday episode? One of those two. So I mean, if this falls on a Monday, that's perfect. You can 100% relate to me then. There are those that are just like, you know, they're the hard workers and they actually get paid, get noticed and, you know, paid accordingly, etc., etc. You know, so that's good. That's good. I'm just telling you, it's not. A lot of places are not like that, so be happy about where you're at, I would say. Yeah. Oh. I'll take it though. Charming rounds. We already have a shotgun full of love. The Gilded Hydra has not proven worthy of its inventory space. Sorry, I had a hiccup or something like it. I will not apologize for a hiccup. Does anybody want a peanut? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, so basically we're done with this floor. I mean, we're done with this run, honestly. And I don't want to say, like, I feel like saying that out loud just makes it feel like I don't care if I die. That's not the case. I'm just playing it as nonchalant as possible because I feel like the conversation was a little bit on edge. I'm sorry. I apologize. You know, this is supposed to be feel good. It's supposed to be entertainment. I'm just honestly, I'm trying to. What am I trying to do? Just beat the Gungeon. No, for real though, I'm trying to collect all of the items in the Gungeon. And that was the conversation that my brain led me to. Yikes. Curmudgeonry Gyro. It's spicy. No, it's more than spicy. I feel like that was like a. Well, what would you compare that conversation to? It would be like an old man, disgruntled. So it would have to be like a gyro in a blender. There we go. It's mushy. Had no teeth. And also, you know, I might not. I'm not the expert on anything I'm talking about, honestly. Except for, you know, esports. No, even then, like I hate to claim that. That's not gonna be my fame to claim. Let's fame to claim, claim to fame. I see. I can't even English. I was having a conversation in one of the recent Gungeon episodes that died about English itself and how it's a little bit of work to get it to sound right. Also, I thought he was working on the third elevator. Didn't realize we would have all these other elevators as well. So I would I need to shoot open some more chests and see if we can get some more junk out of them. Hopefully. Have I run out of things to say? No, I'm just trying to see if I should post this or not. No. I mean, honestly, like, it's been that kind of like last 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 4 months, 5, you know, all the way since January. These are thoughts that have been lurking in my head. So I feel like just letting it out is good. You know, I'd encourage you to do the same. I'm not sure if you have a format like this. Maybe it's like a diary. But again, like, this is just to prove this is not a forced positivity zone. Whenever you see me positive, you know, be like, all right, cool, he's in a good mood. Nice, you know, I'm feeling it too, and then we're all driving, etc., etc. But you know, take me at my my darkest as well, I guess. Here I am once again. I'm torn into pieces. Can't deny, can't pretend. I just I thought you were the one, so I broke it up deep inside. But you won't get to see the tears that hide. behind these hazel eyes. All right, I'm good. We're good. See, it just took a room to do that. Ay. So what's the TLDR? If you pretty much just zoned out, you know, I find myself like, if I zone out on a podcast, I'm like, should I just keep listening or like just dial it back? Low battery. Like, should I keep listening to where I'm at right now, or should I go back and listen to where it was? You know, it's one of those things. It's just like, I guess it's not really worth it now. TLDR would be if you're not okay with where you're at, that's fine. Just try to get to a better spot. That's not what you said at all. It was in the fine print, okay? It was in the fine print. Yeah. But don't feel obligated to be, you know, basically in a bad position. Okay, we got the big iron. We have no more chests in the room, no junk to give. We've got no junk to give. Probably without context, that's a little bit strange to sing out loud. Yeah, a little bit of an aggression dump, I guess, would be this one. Yeah. I guess we could wrap it up with a We could wrap it up with a conversation about where the content's going. You know, Switch Overwatch is doing well. You know, the Twitch channel has not seen this kind of excitement in a while. And excitement is a strong word. I mean, this past Friday there was nobody there. Except for Sai. Shout out to Sai. You know, she's awesome. Although she was also just lurking and playing Overwatch herself. So like the main thing is just like consistent. I want to get back to where I was, you know, when I started again, because I feel like I'm exactly where I was at the end of August. I'm like, oh man, like one bad thing. Like one bad night, 2 recordings that are down the drain. It's just discouraging. You know, at this point, I feel like, you know, one Skyward Sword Dead episode, like, because of the voices were double. I 100% feel like how I did with the situation I just described with the corporate nonsense. I'm at a point where I'm just like, all right, I do feel like I'm trying to do too much yet again. You know, the promise was 1 video per day. And then like 3 to 5 streams. And I'm trying to do like 5 to 6 streams and have 1 day off. And then I'm also trying to do like 3 videos a day still. Yeah. I feel like I gotta hire somebody to like call me out on this every time I get there, because it happens every time. You know, it's something that's like I was saying in a previous video. I think it was like 2 episodes ago. I was just like, streaming is an easy job to overwork yourself in. You know, I was kind of saying it in a joking manner and saying like, woe is me, streamers, you know? It's one of those things that kind of like go backwards, I guess, on you. You know, tables have turned. I have overworked myself into wanting to, I mean, not wanting to quit necessarily, You know, this is one of those things that this time for sure. This time, baby, I'll be bulletproof. This time, maybe I'll be bullet. Yeah. Yeah, it's a new remix. It's pretty nice. I'm sorry, I gotta infuse some like lightheartedness in this. It's already Monday. You know, at first I was like, yeah, you guys are probably fine because it's Monday. Everybody's feeling like a little bit, work. But here, let this be the thing that tells you, you know, you don't have to just do your 9 to 5. You have to, you can make it a thing to work for something else. Yeah, like I feel like that's what hobbies are for anyways, like to give yourself fulfillment that your job doesn't. That's exactly what hobbies are for. You know, some people's hobbies are like going to the gym. That's crazy to me. Sure. Okay, hold on. We're almost there. He's done it. Technically, recording wise, this is gonna be a streak. This is gonna be the second win in a row, I think, if I remember correctly. A shotgun full of love. A shotgun full of love. I feel like it's just fitting to shoot a heart with a shotgun full of love. Go. Go. And go. And go. And go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This might take 3 runs. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine with me. Typically, it wouldn't be. But you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, I'm just glad we got a video recorded and everything. You know, God willing, is perfectly fine on the recording side. He's done it. He's done it. Yeah. I hope you have a nice Monday or whatever day you're watching this on. If you don't watch it on the day that it comes out, I mean, at this point, it's probably buried if you're watching this on another day. You know, we're coming out with these every single day. I'm not gonna stop on these ones. This is like this is my therapy session. You know, as much as it is enjoyable for you to listen to, hopefully. It's my anger management, apparently. From this, you're probably saying, like, if this is your anger, like, if this is your worst, then you're pretty level-headed. I feel like I pride myself into that. So, all right, cool. Thank you so much for being here and showing your support every single day. Appreciate you very much. Hit that like button if you did indeed like the video. Hit that dislike button if you're, you know, also feeling, you know, a bit like aggressive. Otherwise, hit that sub button for future episodes. But yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.